Question was about authority, second question was about the tax, third question was about the resurrection, and the fourth question about the greatest commandment. What is the great? Who made that question? Scribe, a doctor of law. A doctor of law. You mean scribe means doctor of law. So he asked, what is the prime commandment? Immediately Jesus answered. He asks one commandment, Jesus gives two commandments. Love God, love your neighbor. Do you remember that this time? Love God, love your neighbor. This yell. I think I have already told you. This sign, love God and love your neighbor. You cannot separate them. You cannot separate them. They both are interlinked. So immediately Jesus answered, and he also went happily. That was the only fellow who went happily actually. So that's all, my dear friends. 4 questions, 4 answers. What kind of answer it was, Pastor Aya? What kind of answer it was? Number 1, he was very wiseful. He was very wise, cleverly answering. Second, he was very tactful actually to those who asked him. Strategic answers. I would put it like that. Strategic answers. And thirdly, he was committed actually. He was not evasive. Sometimes we become evasive if we try to escape from the situation. Do you remember that? If someone asks serious questions, if we don't know the answer, we try to escape from the question. But he was very committed, not evasive. And fourthly, he was also holistic actually in his answer. What were the reasons for this kind of answer? Very wiseful answers. What were the reasons? I have written, his relationship with God was the first prime reason. Secondly, his relationship with the ordinary people was the second prime reason. And thirdly, his knowledge of the Word of God. His knowledge of the Word of God. That made him to answer very bravely, intelligently. Yeah. I have written 3 words. Knowledge, intelligence, wisdom. Do you remember the difference between these knowledge, intelligence and wisdom? You know, knowledge comes from education, certainly. He was not educated, but Jesus was not educated. And intelligence is to coordinate the knowledge which you have. That is intelligence. What is wisdom? It is the fear of God. According to the Bible, it is the fear of God which is the beginning of the wisdom. Yes, my dear friends, it was Jesus who answered very wisely. 2 types of people were questioning him in his life. One is the ordinary people questioned him many times. Second is the aristocracy questioned him many times. Do you remember? Any evidence of the ordinary people coming with questions to Jesus? Ordinary people? Who was? Yeah, come on, tell me 1 or 2 examples. Ordinary people, poor people coming to Jesus and questioning. Yes, Mr. James, brother. Yeah, what was the answer?
Samaritan.
The Samaritan woman. Thank you. I have written that. But you were telling it, but I didn't tell you this. Yeah, lovely. Samaritan woman who was a poor lady. He questioned. She questioned. You know what was the question? We are believing that the Messiah will come. Is it not true that when the Messiah comes, he will explain all these things to us? And immediately Jesus tells, Amma, I am the Messiah. Very compassionately. Very compassionately. When the poor people asked him questions, he was so compassionate. He was so graceful. Because they were wanting to know, willing to know. But when the rich people asked him questions, what was the kind of response he had? What was the kind of response? He was not directly answering them. He knew that they were trapping him. All the 4 questions were to trap him actually.